Hi, this is the review of Blade Runner. Blade Runner, directed by Ridley Scott in 1982. This movie is located in the early of the 21st century, where the technology has advanced to a point where robots nearly identical to humans can be made. These robots are called replicants. A group of six rogue replicants has escaped their duties and they are arrived to Earth. And a Blade Runner called Rick. A Blade Runner is a special police unit who hunts and retires, but actually kills these replicants. And well, he's called to search and retire this group of rogue replicants. About the movie, this movie is based on the book Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, which is made by Philip Dick. And the genre of the movie is sci-fi, and this movie is actually one of the first ones to introduce this neo-noir, this evolution of the noir cinema. And well, this takes part of the form of the movie. The cinematography of the movie displays some low lights, a lot of contrast, and the compositions of the city, which displays like the deterrent of the city. And yeah, those things take part of the form. The movie also displays some main characters such as Rick Deckard, the Rachel, who is a replicant. She's like a different replicant explained by her creator, and Roy Batty, who is the leader of the group of rogue replicants, and those take part of the content of the movie. Mm, this movie has some themes in it like human identity, the morality, the ecology, and the control and power, and these are displayed in well how the replicants are nearly a perfect replica of humans, but they only live for 4 years, and they are not supposed to have emotions, and they are basically like this slaves sent to the space colonies. But when they went rogue, they were ordered to be retired, but they are really killed. And this displays some of the human identity problems and the morality, because they are really not being sent to sleep or retire just like disconnecting a machine, but they are killed because they are sentient beings, and they were sent to serve as slaves, and they were killed just because they were not born but made. Some symbolisms throughout the movie are the eyes, because the eyes take an important part of the movie, because that's where the Blade Runners can make a test to verify if a person is a replicant or a human being. And it is like a symbolism, because the eyes are like the door to the soul, and yeah, that's where they can verify if someone is a human or a replicant. And also there are, because of the eyes, there are displayed some animals throughout the movie, and they have like the same eye characteristic, because they are not real animals, they are made animals, and they are like exotic animals. And well, they represent like the endangered species that live, well, that are really endangered in their real life. I think this movie's dialogue is to make some kind of debate about how the replicants are not considered living things, when actually they are not human, bec- but they are living and sentient things, and they are even more sentient or conscient about everything than other humans. Um, this is this can be displayed in the movie when, well, for example, Rachel passes the replicant test, and but actually she's a replicant, but she's kind of special because she has some implant memories, and I think that makes her special because she really thinks she's a human, and that's what makes her more human than some human characters in the movie. And the rogue group of replicants, I think they didn't went rogue. Well, actually they did, but they were just trying to live more because they came to Earth just to meet their creator, and ask him for more time. And I think that's a very human thing to fear of death, to to be scared all the time because you are going to die. And well, they don't know exactly the day they will die, but they know they don't last for 80 years, for example. They just last for years. And I think this is displayed where when Roy meets his creator and he asks him for more time, and his creator just can give him more time. So Roy is Roy tries to confess to him some terrible things that he has done, and their creator, their god, because the replicants consider their creator a god, just gives him some comfort words, and he just basically tells him, so enjoy your time, just live with all your actions you have done. And I think Roy was expecting some kind of punishment, like for us, when we behave in a wrong way, we are like going to hell. So that's why he kills his creator, and because his god was not what he expected. And actually the robot has had more moral or empathy to life than his own creator, which he was a human indeed. And well, I think that in the final of the movie, where Roy is actually, he is now pursuing Rick instead of Rick pursuing the replicants. Rick is now running from Roy because he's going to kill him, but in reality Roy was just trying to feel listened by some human, because all of them just ignored him and didn't took him into account because he was a simple robot. And Roy was trying to make a human feel like he had felt all his life, because Rick Rick felt the scared Rick felt scared, and Rick felt nearly dead, because when he was trying to escape from Roy, he nearly died. But at the end, Roy grabs him by the hand and saves his life. And actually, Roy tells Rick that that's how that's how a slave feels all his life, like being pursued and pursued for being killed. And at the end, at the final monologue that Roy says, I think that displays how not all the replicants, but Roy, in fact, was was even more human, because he was more human than other human beings, and indeed he had a soul inside of him, because he describes some scenarios that you don't know, but you can imagine that they are some kind of they are some majestic pieces. So, and he describes those moments as a human, like he was conscious and he has a soul, and the moment when he dies and the pigeon goes free from his hand, it's like that his soul was liberated from this robot body he was in. And yeah, I think the replicants are even more human than humans.